Hey guys, welcome back to Nerd Doctors. I'm here with my co-host Griff,
Hey guys.
and today we're going to be reviewing Batman 89, just like the first live action, well, not the first one, but the really good live action Batman movie because an Adam West movie did hit the theaters before this one, but we're not reviewing that. Yeah, I have very fond memories of this movie. It came out when I was 7 years old, so I'm old. My dad is a giant Batman fan. The reason I'm such a huge Batman fan is because he showed me how to read. He would read the comics to me at night instead of reading a bedtime story. He would read Batman comics, and when the movie came out, he took me to watch, and I was blown away. It's my youngest memory of being at the theater. I remember like the thrill of it, and I loved it so much. I begged to take me back. Long story short, the old man took me to watch this movie in theaters 11 times. Never told me no, never said I already seen it. Let's watch something else. He was probably bored out of his mind, but he sat there all 11 times with me. So I that is one of my fondest memories with my dad.
So similar thing for me. My dad also showed me this movie a bit more recently than you, I imagine. It was around I think 10, 11, 12. I frankly don't remember when. And I remember greatly liking this movie. I liked the Joker, and I thought, of course, the Batman was cool, as anyone does. However, rewatching it again, I find I don't like the movie as much. Of course, I love Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He did an amazing job. The soundtrack was fantastic. The Batmobile was amazing. But the bat suit, the way Michael Keaton ran, just a little bit how he acted as Bruce Wayne, it wasn't as awe-inspiring as I remember. And part of that is just due to nostalgia and living and hyping it up in your memories. Part of it has to do with it's 30 years old, special effects, and just not living up to more of the most recent Batman adaptations where you are awestruck.
See, funny enough for me, like everything Griff just said, like for me, I also just watched it last night. I sat down and I all through November I watch, as many Batman movies as I can. And I was watching it and it hasn't skipped a beat for me, man. I mean, it's still very powerful. Yeah, I adore Michael Keaton as Batman Bruce Wayne. Yeah, he's a little short guy. I remember like back in the day, I used to watch like, my dad used to turn on the TV and they were giving, this was way before internet and all that stuff, but they were giving Michael Keaton shit because he was cast as Batman, as they do with anyone that ever gets cast as Batman. You could love Robert Pattinson all the hell you want right now, but you hated that shit when they announced it. I hated that shit. Anyone that gets cast in this role has to be prepared to just get crap. But Michael Keaton, they were saying Mr. Mom as Batman, he's too short, he's da 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 da. When the movie came out, this movie fucking killed at the box office.
There are a few things I disagree story wise and plot wise, but
Oh yeah.
frankly, it's your own interpretation. That's perfectly fine. But this movie did do a lot of things right, as I said, but it's just when you hear like best Batman live action actor, I typically hear a lot of people say Michael Keaton's up there. He's just not up there for me. Like he is with you, Edward. It's just not the same.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, no secret. My favorite live action Batman is Ben Affleck. But Michael, I liked his Bruce Wayne. It was so he was so distant from fucking reality. Like first he lives way in the hell away from Gotham City. And there's a scene in there when Griff and I were just talking about it before the video where a love interest goes to dinner with him, and this dude is sitting on a ridiculously large dining table. Not even Beast from Beauty and the Beast has a dining table that large. And instead of sitting next to her, he's such an oddball. He's so distant from society. He sits practically on the other side of the room from her. But it's just, when he goes to the site where he visits the murder scene of his parents and what he's wearing, and I just thought Michael Keaton was so cool. And although I agree with Griff, he's not this playboy who like romances every chick in Gotham. He just has like you could look at that dude and be like, yeah, that guy's face expression tells me that his parents were fucking murdered in front of him. And the bat suit to me, for its time, it works. It's all black. You got to understand. Before this, to me, Adam West was Batman, running around in fucking tights and saying kapow and crap like that. So when I saw Batman dressed in all black and being mean as shit and being serious as hell, that's when it flipped. It didn't flip with Frank Miller and all that stuff. It flipped when I saw this movie and I was like, oh man, Batman's a fucking hard ass. And then the Batmobile, I had never seen a car like that. I think I felt like Vicki Vale when he's like getting a car and she's like, "What car?" And we see it for the first time. I lost my mind.
Yeah, no, I think like Edward and I were talking about before this video, part of it may just be a little bit of a disconnect with me as I am a bit younger. And this is an 80s, 90s adaptation of the Batman versus the more modern comics Batman could have been completely different. As it gradually changed from 70s to now, the adaptation and version of Batman has changed over the years. So easily could have just been that, and that's just not the Batman I'm used to. Because like Edward said, I am used to the Playboy Batman. It was a bit weird for me seeing him taking Vicky home and standing on the opposite side of the table when I would have imagined would have taken her out on the town or done something a bit more classy. But I do agree he seemed very distant and out of touch with reality, which Batman often is. He is very much drenched in the Batman character, and Bruce Wayne is just the part he has to play during the day, waiting to finally put on the suit again at night.
Before we go, one of my final thoughts is I do have to defend my boy Bruce Wayne, Batman, just a little bit, because I understand what Griff's saying. He should have been like more of a playboy, like more I don't know, romantic or whatever. To his credit, he did take that upstairs that night.
That is true. He did very well.
First date.
Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated with our current videos. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, take care, guys. And since today we talked about Batman '89 and Joker's in it, let us know who is your favorite Joker. I'm curious to see if anybody mentions Leto.